Okay. Okay, I'm trying to get it set up. I'm trying to get it set up right now so that I can go on. Okay. I'm on. Okay, so it's on. Okay, I'm trying out this new app to see if I can. Trying to get back. Not actually a new app, but I was on it before. And I'm trying to get back on it. Okay, let me get this out of my hand now. I'm trying to get set back up on it. So this is like a test run right now. Getting everything back in order. Let's check something else. Okay. Yes, yes, yes. Hallelujah. Okay. I got it. I'm on 2. I want to get on the rest, but nevertheless, I'll go with what I have here right now. I give thanks and praise to the Most High. Hallelujah. Let me get some lip gloss on here. Like I said, I'm just trying to get set back up. Getting back in the run and the run of things and getting things back in motion. Getting it all set back up. So this is just a test run, but I will be back on to make sure I have it all together and really go for it and bring forth a word of encouragement. But I just want to say this to you right now before I come off and go back into it, because right now I'm live on Facebook and I'm live on YouTube. So welcome to Nuggets for Wisdom with yours truly, Lady C. In order for your situation to change, you have to change. I want to tell you this today. You have to change in order for things to change. Oftentimes we want change, but we don't want to make the changes necessary. It feels like a lot that we have to give up. A lot of things we have to do different. And a lot of times we don't want to go through that process. But that's the only way that things are going to change is when we, thank you, Lady Hyla, is when we decide to change. Change is always best. But to tell you the truth, a lot of times change hurt. Because now you have to unlearn what you have already learned, and your actions have to change from what you were already used to. Your environment have to change. Your habits have to change. Your speech have to change. The way you hear things has to change. The way you see things has to change. A total transformation now has to take place in order for you to receive the change that you so desire. We all want things around us to change in our health, in our finances, in our relationships, in our businesses. We desire change. But the thing with God is this, and the thing how the spirit realm works is this. Change has to start with you first in order for things around you to change. It has to start within. It has to start with your mind, your thoughts. It has to start with what you allow yourself to sit down and think about. where the enemy is going to do their job, and I always say this, and the enemy will always throw darts at your mind. The enemy will always try to invade your mind with giving you thoughts and things to think about that is not in line with the will of God for your life. That is the job of the enemy, and I must tell you, the enemy executes its job well. We have to step up to the plate now and start rebuking and tearing down and rejecting those thoughts that the enemy send at us. We must reject them. If we don't reject them and start rebuking them, we start thinking on them. And as we think on them, we allow them to resonate. We start to allow them to set in, to take root within our lives. And then eventually, whatever we allow to take root, we're going to bear the fruit of it. And once the enemy recognizes that we are not rebuking it, we're not rejecting it, and we're allowing it to settle in, the enemy knows that it has a foothold. And once it gets a foothold, that is all that it needs. It's going to just venture out from there. Then you're going to find yourself, you're going through various things. That's why in order for us to really experience change in areas of our lives, it has to first start with us, within our mind, within our thoughts, our heart. And then things will begin to change. I just wanted to say that to you today. I just wanted to drop that in your hearing today. Change is possible. It takes consistency. It takes a made-up mind. It takes determination. It takes patience. It takes humility in order for it to take place within your life. You have to be humble and allow God to work. And you have to be willing to do whatever it is that God says. Sometimes we have to let go of some people that we have learned to love. Sometimes we have to come out of certain environments. And in this process, I'm learning that certain environments, why God does tell us to come out of certain environments, is because certain environments have certain altars attached to it that would constantly keep fighting you in your process while you're trying to move forward. And God wants you out of that environment so that you can be able to get over that hurdle, or over through that level, through that phase with less fight. But if you stay attached to that environment, the fight is going to be harder. The fight is going to be longer. The fight is going to be more intense. But if you separate and you come out of it, that environment, that altar won't have that access to you. So it won't be able to hinder the way that it was hindering before. And that is why God does tell us, come out from among these places and these things and these people, so that He can lead us into victory. We want the victory, but we don't want the separation. I want you to think about that. My Gatorade today. We desire manifestation of the victory, but we do not want the full process. Every time God starts to work on us, we go so far and then we come out of it. We be like, it's too much. It requires too much. But we still want the victory of the change. But we ourselves, we're not changing. I just want to encourage you today. Make up in your mind to walk this process out. Make up in your mind you're not coming out of this until God releases you out. You're not going to keep starting and stopping. If you get frustrated in it, you're going to sit in it and deal with the frustration. If you feel confused, because sometimes the enemy tries to rise up against your mind to confuse you, to make you get all emotional, to make you go through a lot of different emotions one time. And whenever you feel like that, you're not going to jump out of the process. You're going to stay in the process and you're going to feel every emotion. everything that you're going through, you're going to feel it and you're going to learn from it. You're going to learn to recognize how the enemy rises up against you, because he strategically plans and plots against us according to our call. He don't rise up against everyone the same way. And there's something we must remember. So do not jump up out of the process when you get in that emotional state. Feel everything you're going through. Pay attention to what you're seeing. Pay attention to what you're hearing. Pay attention to what you're feeling. Pay attention. And as you pay attention, start talking to God more and tell God, okay, I feel this way. I feel frustrated. I feel a little down. But I still want this. There is something in me that keep pushing me. There is something on the other hand, God, that is telling me, is it worth it? There's something telling me just walk away. There's something telling me that you can do better. Begin to tell God what you're hearing, what you're seeing, what you're experiencing, what you're feeling. And tell him through the process what you want. Don't ever stop telling him what it is that you want. God, I want what you want for my life. God, I want the end result. I want what you promised me. And I understand that I have to make some changes in order to receive it, because I have to get in position. Getting in position, that is not easy. I feel like I'm fighting within myself. Because you know what that is? That is your will fighting with what God has started to do in your life. And you have to bring that will under subjection so that God can arise above your will. You cannot allow your will to rise above God. And so you're having a fight internally. And you're going to have to fight in that fight. You're going to have to participate in the fight. And how do you participate in the fight? By being consistent, by being determined, by showing up, by communicating daily with Abba. Having these conversations and letting him know exactly what you're feeling and what you're experiencing. And asking him to help you in it. Asking him to give you the strength to endure, because it's daily. You're not going to look at this as a walk for the week or a walk for the month, or this is a season. No, you're looking at this as a day-by-day process. You're making it through this process day by day, because every day is different. And in the process, you're telling God about JC, Jesus Christ. You're telling him to train me. Allow me to become sensitive. Allow me to recognize what is going on spiritually. I don't want to be dumb spiritually. I want to be sensitive spiritually. I want to learn. I want to be able to recognize the plans of the enemy. I want to be able to see when the enemy arises in people that are around me, that claims to love me and is close to me. I want to be able to recognize and see. So in this process, you have to teach me. I'm not coming out of this process, but I'm going to allow you to arise in me in this process. And with your mercies and your grace and your strength, not my strength, I'm coming out victorious, and I will defeat every dart that has been sent at me, every word that has been spoken, every altar that has risen up against me. Because I'm going to take my time and I'm going to allow you to process me. And as you process me, what was connected or what was inside of me that was giving the enemy legal rights what I was coming in agreement with unknowingly, some knowingly, some willingly, and some unwillingly, it's all going to come together the way that it's supposed to be. It's going to line up in my life. Make up in your mind that you're not coming out, but you're going to stay in. And when it's time to come out, God will pull you out. He will take you out. You're not going to take yourself out. You're going to learn everything that you're supposed to learn. And you're coming out as pure as gold. You're coming out anointed. You're coming out with every blessing that you're supposed to have. You're coming out educated. Yes. You're going to be able to help others after you have come out. You're going to be able to stand and help others that are going in. You're going to be able to encourage them and let them know it's going to be worth it after all. And you're going to be able to be honest with them and tell them, starting off, it's going to feel like it don't make no sense. Starting off, it's going to feel like it isn't worth it at all. But at the end of the day, we remember what God says. He has a plan for us. And it's not to harm us. It's to prosper us, to give us peace. And we have to remember this, that he's not going to lie to us, that he is going to do exactly what he said that he will do. And in that process, you're going to learn to love him on a different level. You're going to learn to understand a lot of things about him and about yourself. And you're going to understand why you made decisions that you made. You're going to be honest with yourself. I just came to drop that in your hearing. Okay? I'm going to go back now and get this app worked out. I'm on 2 of my social media platforms right now. I'm on Facebook and I'm on YouTube. Now I'm going to work it out so I can get on TikTok and a few others. So I might be back on. I can't say exactly when, but I'll be back on. Okay? So let's remember, stay in the process. Allow God to process us. Let's humble ourselves. Let's walk away from what he says to walk away from. Let's put down what he says to put down. And let us allow God to arise within us. This is yours truly, Lady C. And I'm back. I'm moving in obedience. Another level of humbling and allowing God to elevate in me. Allowing God to be God. A lot of times we are going right now. A lot of times we allow God to control certain areas, to rule certain areas of our lives. And then there are other areas that we ourselves are controlling. And I'm learning to give up all areas, not just some, but all areas, and allowing God to be God. I say that he is God, so he's going to be God in all areas, not just some. To be continued. I'll be back. This is yours truly, Lady C. Okay. Now let's see. Okay, right there. Got it.